Cosmic Girl 101 signing on for the Leo Rising May Astrology of 2024. Topics this month we're going to be talking about for you, Leo Rising, is the Sun, which is your ruling planet, the new moon and the full moon, Mars, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter going into the sign of Gemini, and Pluto going into a retrograde in the sign of Aquarius. It's a busy month, Leo Rising, so let's get into it. Well, your ruling planet, the Sun, opening up the month of May, continues its transit in the sign of Taurus, your 10th house of career, employment, public image, how you're seen and known in the world, authority figures and organisations that are quite powerful and impact you significantly when it comes to your own identity. The Sun ingresses into the sign of Gemini on the 20th of May, so the first 3 weeks of May, you have an opportunity to really identify if your employment or career path is in line with you, and if not, you might be adjusting things here or changing things up necessary to make you feel that you're connected organically to how you're seen and known in the world and where you're putting a lot of energy into career. Also, higher authority figures might be online at this time and possibly having a lot of interaction with people that have power over you. From the 20th of May until the 20th of June, that Sun, your ruling planet, goes into the sign of Gemini, the talkative, action-oriented, mentally stimulated sign of Gemini, your 11th house. So this is where you can have a lot of interaction and exchanges with conversations with peeps and groups, people and groups and organizations, friends. We've been thinking about dreams and goals and aspirations for your future. So these topics are highlighted, and you may come across some very lucrative beneficiaries that assist your career or public image. It's a fantastic transit. It's a fun transit, so enjoy. When the Sun, your ruling planet, is transiting in the sign of Gemini. The moons this month of May. Well, on the 7th of May, there's a new moon in the sign of Taurus, your 10th house. And in ancient astrology, the moon was exalted in the sign of Taurus, and Venus is the ruling planet of Taurus, and she's currently transiting here in domicile, which is beneficial at the time of this new moon. So what does this mean for you, Leo Rising? A new moon starting in the 10th house of your career, employment, government and authority figures, your public image, how you're seen and known by others. Well, here's an opportunity to start something new that feels emotionally connected to you, something that is in line with your ethics and morals regarding your public image and also your physical body. You could be thinking very much, oh, I want to change up how I physically look at this time. I'm ready to look and appear different. You might be starting a new health routine. Who knows, Leo Rising? But it's a great time. You've got the benefit of this exalted moon and Venus in her own sign. So there may be brand new beginnings in regards to your career and how you're seen and known on the public stage. On the 23rd of May, there's a full moon in the sign of Sagittarius. Your sister fire sign is Leo Rising. And this is your 5th house of joy, pleasure. This is also about creativity, investments, and things to do with children. So when there's something going on like a full moon, illumination, a culmination point, a completion, it's an accolade, it's a moment of release, especially emotionally. This could feel like a moment of a revelation coming from a partner, a romantic connection, or even something to do with one of your children. You could be getting some very exciting news because Sagittarius is ruled by that Jupiter, who's currently transiting in Taurus, your 10th house. So this could be something that almost feels like it's changing up your public image and how you're seen and known by other people. So this could simply mean a child of yours is getting married, or there could be a pregnancy announced at the time of this full moon, as an example, not for all Leo risings, of course. But because this house is the house of joy and pleasure, and it's a full moon that is like you, a fire sign in Sagittarius, I liken this to being a peak moment of absolute bliss. So enjoy this full moon lunation, Leo rising on the 23rd of May. Planet Mercury, well, opening up the month of May, continues its transit in the sign of Aries, and this is your 9th house. Now, let's talk a little bit what Mercury is connected to. What are the associated works connected to Mercury? Think mental dexterity, our mental landscapes, how we communicate and connect with other people through ideas, ideologies. Also, short bursts of travel, like a busyness, traveling in short distances, and also to do with commerce and finance. So when it's transiting in the sign of Aries, your 9th house, this is where you could be really feeling like you're accelerating your spiritual and philosophical sides of life and contemplating, like not navel gazing, but just taking the time to think about those particular spiritual aspects of ourselves. So it's very private. We could be communicating about that, taking on a course of study, or just thinking about our philosophical outlooks about life. This can also see an increase in connection regarding media and publishing, social media, international and foreign correspondence, legalities, and also to do with higher education. So it's a busy time when Mercury is transiting in the 9th house indeed. Well, on the 15th of May, Mercury is going to be leaving that 9th house and ingressing into the sign of Taurus, your 10th house, until June 3rd of 2024. Mercury transiting in Taurus is all about the details, analysis, and data. We're needing information regarding a strategy moving forward that we want to see grow and flourish in the future, regarding our career path, our public image, authority figures, how we're seen and known on the world stage. So expect an escalation of changing up your strategies when Mercury is transiting Taurus, your 10th house of the public space. On the 17th of May, Mercury in Taurus is going to be squaring Pluto, which is in retrograde in Aquarius, your 7th house. So when you're having a square from your 10th house and your 7th house, this is the day where you could be feeling very jarred or in conflict regarding an agreement or a contract connected to your employment or what you do on the world stage. So forewarned, just forearmed, there could just be a little bit of a moment on the 17th of May. The 27th of May, we see Mercury in Taurus sextiling Saturn, which is currently transiting the sign of Pisces, your 8th house of finance, resource, inheritance. Money is connected to other people through assets and also joint finances. So the 10th and 8th house in an aspect that is a sextile is favorable. So when you've got Mercury and Saturn communicating well and having a great time conversating, we're talking about a long-term investment or finances that are lucrative to you, basically taking on a contract or an agreement that's going to see your career flourish in a really positive way long-term, or even just communication or finances being more available than they have been for a little while. And who doesn't like that, Leo rising? The 31st of May, ending the month, we've got Mercury in Taurus conjuncting Uranus and Taurus in your 10th house. Well, Mercury, all about that quick action, short distance travel, our mental landscapes, how we think, communicate, with Uranus, which is all about shaking up the status quo, changing things up, being odd and peculiar and quite different. Well, this is where you could have a surprising day regarding your career, getting an out of the blue contract, for example, or some finances coming back on board that you weren't expecting, or something you've been working on for a long time comes back online from out of the blue that really assists your career. This is a career opportunity or a change up in regards to a contract is auspicious on this day, and also even receiving some very positive or peculiar news from an authority figure regarding government or an organisation that has some sort of power over you. Planet Jupiter, well, this expansive, gregarious planet has been transiting in Taurus, your 10th house, Leo rising, and continues to do so, opening up the month of May. So Jupiter in the 10th house could have had you, really expanding or pulling a lot of time and effort into your work and career, looking at things regarding your knowledge base, accumulating more knowledge. So you could have been investing in regards to educating yourself. That improves your career and public standing. But I would expect there's been lots of changes and a lot of fun connected to that 10th house. How you're seen and known in the world. You could have had some personal changes going on that have been quite auspicious, connected to other people that have changed up your life in a very significant way that you're publicly known for. Well, on the 25th of May, Jupiter is going to be leaving your 10th house and ingressing into the sign of Gemini until the 25th of May 2025. Now, this is your 11th house. This is fantastic. In ancient astrology, Jupiter was known to be in its joy in the 11th house. So this is a fantastic placement for Jupiter, and for you, no less, in your 11th house of your dreams, goals and aspirations for the future, your friendships, groups, organizations, and beneficiaries that benefit your career and public image and employment is highlighted here to lift off and take off in a very auspicious, almost out of the blue, acute, expansive way that might take you by surprise in a very, very good way. Enjoy this transit, Leo rising, because Jupiter transiting in Gemini is really going to start amping up your world, connecting with people. If you've been hiding behind the scenes and you've been laying low, expect an amplification for 12 months, no less. That is going to be a lot of fun. Planet Mars. Well, opening up the month of May, Mars continues its transit in the sign of Aries, its domicile ruler, which is your 9th house of higher education and knowledge, international and foreign correspondence connection, traveling, also to do with legalities, your beliefs and philosophies and spiritual connections about life, media and publishing. So Mars here could have you having arguments online, disagreements about what is going on social media, for example. This could also see you having a lot of determination and grit to learn something new that is of benefit for you in regards to your career and public image. Mars can also see you being in a little bit of a contention when it comes to getting down to the legalities, things, law, morals and ethics. So you could be challenged when Mars is transiting in the sign of Aries, and Mars is direct all month of May. So if you need to have some conversations that you almost feel like, oh, I'm going to have a conflict about a legal position or a spiritual belief or something to do with public social media, publishing, example, this could happen when Mars is transiting here, but it's direct all month in the month of May. On the 3rd of May, Mars is sextiling Pluto retrograde in Aquarius, his 7th house. So 9th house and 7th house in a sextile aspect. This looks good for action now coming forward in regards to taking on a contract or an agreement or a relationship or a connection that is beneficial to you, that you feel in line with regarding your morals, ethics and spiritual beliefs about life. Also, if you're feeling like you're ready to take on a higher education course that's going to benefit you, this is a great day to sign on the dotted line. But all month, Mars is direct in the sign of Aries, your 9th house, so there's a lot of action here. Use it well. Planet Venus, well, she's got a lot of aspects this month, which is quite simply having a lot of different conversations and moments in the sky with other planets. Opening up the month of May, she's continuing her transit in Taurus, her home sign, which is your 10th house. Venus in the 10th house has you very much concerned about your financial standing regarding career and employment. Things could be tracking along nice with friendships, partnerships, or even money in general when it comes to those 10th house topics of how you're seen and known publicly, government and organisations, and employment positions. Things might start opening up and there might be some opportunities for you as a Leo rising that are quite beneficial. This is also where you could find romance in regards to your career or how you're seen and known publicly. On the 1st of May, straight out of the gate, the first day of May, we've got Venus squaring Pluto in Aquarius, your 7th house. So 10th and 7th house, a jarring aspect because the square is about conflict, not coming together nicely, but there's something that needs to be addressed here. So we're talking about something going on with your career connected with a contract or an agreement. A partnership or a relationship just isn't quite working out, and you might have a day of contention, especially if it's connected with finances. On the 13th of May, Venus is sextiling Saturn in Pisces, which is your 8th house. A sextile is great for harmony. So the 13th of May is a harmonious day between Venus and Saturn. This looks good for making a mature, disciplined decision regarding an investment or an asset that benefits your career, employment, or public standing. On the 18th of May, Venus is conjuncting Uranus and Taurus, your 10th house. This is an odd day for an offer or a declaration coming from someone in your employment sphere, declaring some news or intel to you that seems peculiar. Could also see a friendship, a friend telling you something odd on this day that's basically going to have you feeling like you need to take a step back and reconsider what they've said to you on this day. But it's a day where there's going to be like an out of the blue, did I really hear right? So just expect something odd to occur on the 18th of May. On the 23rd of May, we see Venus conjuncting Jupiter. So in ancient astrology, Jupiter and Venus were known as the greater and lesser benefics. So these guys are harmonious and of benefit to us. So Venus and Jupiter coming together in a conjunction in your 10th house. This is big breakthroughs, lucky contracts, relationships that can bloom or blossom, or you can get a declaration of love. This could also see you having a government or an authority figure now presenting you with an opportunity or a large payment or contract, for example, that's going to change up your public standing. This is a fantastic day to circle in your calendar, the 23rd of May. The same day, Venus is going to be leaving after the conjunction your 10th house and ingressing into the sign of Gemini, your 11th house, until the 17th of June 2024. So Venus in Gemini is sexy, sassy, fun. We're talking about an acceleration of joy and pleasure regarding groups and organizations, your friends, dreams, goals, and aspirations for your future. And also could have like beneficiaries that improve your employment and status and how you're seen and known in the world. This is a delicious transit. I love, as an astrologer, Venus in the sign of Gemini. And for you, Leo rising, in Jupiter's house of joy, the 11th, you're in for a pretty fun time. So enjoy that transit. On the 25th of May, Venus in Gemini trines Pluto in Aquarius, which is your 7th house. So the 11th and 7th house in a trine aspect can see a fantastic agreement or a contract between you and a friend or a group that is of benefit to both of you, that is going to almost feel like you guys are kicking goals together. So if you're ready to connect with groups or friends, this is a fantastic time to enjoy each other's company. Planets Saturn, Neptune, and Uranus. So let's talk a bit about these guys. All right, Leo rising. These planets are direct all month, and Saturn's direct in Pisces, your 8th house, doing his magic. Neptune's direct in Pisces, doing his magic, your 8th house. And Uranus is direct in Taurus, your 10th house, doing his magic. So these guys are staying in line. A little bit about planet Pluto. Well, he's transiting in Aquarius, and this is your 7th house of partnerships, significant relationships, agreements, contracts, and negotiations. This is also the place of open enemies. Pluto transiting in a sign of Aquarius on the 2nd of May goes into a retrograde until September the 1st of 2024. So your 7th house, Pluto, is trying to give you some help in reassessing, going back over agreements and contracts and relationships, negotiations that may need retweaking so you feel like you are in more flow and harmony connected with others. It also is an opportunity with that Pluto going retrograde to slowly turn back the time in regards to reconnecting with significant relationships or partnerships from your past, or going back over contracts and agreements that are going to make you feel calmer and everyone's on the same page. Cosmic Girl 101 signing off. Have a blessed and magical May, Leo rising. I hope you got some value from this video, and I will see you next time.